My name is Carol Ann Miller, and for the last 4 years, I have been the proudest grandma-to-be in all of Central Florida. I live in a tidy little ranch house in Lakeland, the one Tom and I bought right after he retired from the post office. The backyard faces a small lake where the sandhill cranes come every evening, and every morning I sit on my lanai with my coffee, thinking about the little grandbaby who would soon be calling me Nana. My daughter, Jessica, is 32, married to Ryan, a nice enough young man who sells pool supplies. They live 20 minutes away in a cute starter home in Winter Haven that they never could have afforded without my help. $800 a month for the car payment on Jessica's SUV, $200 for daycare when she went back to work part-time at the dentist's office, plus all the baby clothes, diapers, and the fancy stroller I found on sale at Bye Bye Baby. I never minded. Tom passed 6 years ago, and helping Jessica and Ryan felt like the best way to keep his memory alive, spreading love the way he always did. When Jessica called last February to tell me she was pregnant, I cried so hard I had to pull over on Polk Parkway. My first grandchild! I started planning right away. I pinned ideas on a secret Pinterest board. Pastel balloons, a diaper cake, a dessert table with those little fondant ducks. I even ordered a pale blue dress from Dillard's, size 14, because I'd put on a few pounds since Tom died, but I wanted to look pretty in the photos with my daughter and my grandbaby. I told everyone at church, at the senior center, even at Publix when I was buying the pink and blue candies for the favor bags. "Carol's throwing the baby shower of the year," my friend Marlene kept saying. I booked the private room at the Lakeland Country Club for the second Saturday in May. 40 guests, catered chicken salad croissants, iced tea, and a 3-tier vanilla cake with buttercream roses. I paid the deposit myself, $450, and put another $300 aside for a professional photographer. I wanted everything perfect. Every week I asked Jessica, "Honey, do you have your guest list ready? I need to get the invitations out." She'd laugh and say, "Mom, relax, we have plenty of time." I didn't push. Jessica has always been scattered, and pregnancy made her more tired than usual. I just kept sewing the little quilt for the crib, yellow giraffes and mint green polka dots, and counting the days. May rolled around, warm and sunny. I mailed the invitations 3 weeks early, cream cardstock with gold foil. "You're invited to celebrate baby boy Harrison." I drove to Jessica's house twice to drop off samples of centerpieces so she could choose. She hugged me and said, "Mom, you're doing way too much." I told her grandmas are supposed to spoil. The Friday before the shower, I stayed up until midnight wrapping the gifts. A rocking chair, a baby monitor with the video screen, a whole basket of Johnson & Johnson goodies. I hung the blue dress in the front of my closet so it wouldn't wrinkle. I even got my hair set at Sheila's salon so the curls would hold. Saturday morning, I woke at 6, too excited to sleep. I loaded the trunk of my silver Camry with boxes and boxes of decorations. I drove to the country club humming along to the oldies station, picturing Jessica's face when she walked in and saw everything. I spent 3 hours blowing up balloons, arranging the gift table, setting out the framed ultrasound photo I'd secretly turned into a guest book sign. Marlene and 2 other ladies from church helped me hang the banner that read, "Welcome, Baby Harrison." By 12:45, the room looked like a dream. Soft blues and whites, fresh hydrangeas in mason jars, the cake sparkling under the chandelier. Guests started arriving at 1 o'clock sharp. Everyone oohed and awed. I greeted each person with a hug, showing off the quilt I'd made. "Where's Jessica?" Marlene kept asking. I checked my phone. No messages. I texted, "Running late, honey? Everything is beautiful." No answer. By 1:30, half the guests were seated, picking at the chicken salad, looking around. I called Jessica. Straight to voicemail. I called Ryan. Same thing. My stomach started to knot. I smiled bigger, told everyone, "You know these kids, always running behind." I served cake early, took photos, opened my own gifts to the baby so there would be something to watch. Inside, my heart was racing. At 2:45, when the party was supposed to be winding down, my phone finally buzzed. A text from Jessica. "Mom, don't be mad. We decided to do a small family thing last weekend. Didn't want to make a big deal. Hope the country club thing wasn't too expensive. Love you." I stood frozen in the middle of the private room holding a half-eaten piece of cake while 40 women stared at me. I read it again. Last weekend. They'd already had the shower. Without me. I forced a laugh, told everyone Jessica wasn't feeling well, thanked them for coming, handed out the favor bags like nothing was wrong. Marlene tried to hug me, but I was already stacking chairs, blinking back tears. By 4 o'clock, the room was empty except for me and all those blue balloons bobbing like they were mocking me. I drove home in a daze. When I pulled into my driveway, I just sat in the car and cried. Not dainty tears, ugly, shoulder-shaking sobs. 4 years of payments, thousands of dollars, every spare minute thinking about this baby, and my own daughter didn't even tell me the shower already happened. That night, I made the mistake of opening Instagram. There it was, Jessica's page, public, full of photos from the small family thing. A backyard in Ryan's parents' neighborhood, string lights, a long table for 20, Jessica glowing in a white maternity dress, Ryan's mom holding the same ultrasound frame I'd bought, Ryan's sisters, his aunts, his cousins, all laughing, toasting with champagne, a giant banner, Baby Harrison Sprinkle. Gifts piled high, including the exact rocking chair I'd wrapped that morning. Caption, "Surrounded by the people who mean the most. So blessed." I zoomed in on every photo. Not one picture of my side of the family. Not even a mention of me. I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. I didn't sleep. I sat on the lanai until the cranes came at dawn, clutching my coffee, replaying every conversation. Jessica had never actually confirmed the date. She'd let me plan, pay, invite everyone, knowing the whole time it wasn't happening. Why? Because Ryan's family lived closer? Because his mom wanted to host? Or because, like the caption said, I simply wasn't one of the people who meant the most? Sunday, I called Jessica. She answered cheerful, like nothing was wrong. "Mom, how was the country club thing? I feel so bad you went to all that trouble." "Jessica, Marie," I said, voice shaking. "Why didn't you tell me the shower already happened?" Long pause. "Mom, we didn't want to hurt your feelings. Ryan's mom really wanted to throw something small. It was just easier." "Easier than telling your own mother?" "It wasn't a big deal, honestly. You made way too much out of it." I closed my eyes. "I spent almost $800, Jessica. I invited 40 people. I looked like a fool." "I'm sorry, okay? We'll come over next weekend and you can open the gifts with us privately. It'll be special, just us." Special, just us. The words burned. That week, I tried to act normal. I went to water aerobics, smiled at Publix, told Marlene it was all a misunderstanding. But every time I opened my banking app and saw the automatic transfer set up for Jessica's car payment, $800 due on the 1st, I felt sick. I started adding it up in a little notebook. 4 years of car payments, $38,400. Daycare help, another $9,600. Groceries, random Venmos when they were short, easily $6,000 more. Over $50,000. My entire retirement nest egg, gone. Tom's life insurance money, meant to keep me comfortable, funneled straight to them. Friday morning, the text came like clockwork. "Mom, the car payment didn't go through. Can you send it today? The finance company called and they're threatening repo. We're freaking out." I stared at the message. they hadn't even mentioned coming over this weekend. No apology gift, no private celebration, just the usual panic because the money didn't appear. I sat down at my kitchen table, the same table where I'd addressed all those shower invitations, and I typed back, "I'm sorry, sweetheart. I only help people who consider me family." I hit send, turned my phone face down, and for the first time in years, I felt something lighter than guilt. I felt free. The phone started buzzing immediately. Jessica, Ryan, Jessica again. I let it ring. When the voicemail chime sounded, I didn't even check it. Instead, I opened my laptop, logged into the bank, and canceled the automatic transfer. Just like that. Gone. An hour later, they were at my door. I saw them through the blinds. Jessica crying, Ryan red-faced, both carrying the baby gift bags I'd never gotten to open. I didn't answer the doorbell. Jessica left 4 voice messages, each more desperate. "Mom, what is going on? We're about to lose the car. This isn't funny." By evening, Ryan texted, "Carol, we're really worried about you. This isn't like you. Maybe we should talk to someone. You might be confused." Confused. At 68 years old, with a sharper memory than most 40-year-olds, I was suddenly confused because I stopped sending money. That night, Marlene called. "Carol, Jessica posted on Facebook that you're having some senior moments, and they're scared. She said you forgot about the car payment, and now you're acting strange. Honey, what in heaven's name is going on?" I told Marlene everything. When I finished, there was a long silence. Then she said, "Good for you, Carol Ann. About time." Monday morning, I made an appointment with Mr. Delgado, the elder law attorney everyone at the senior center recommended. I brought my notebook, my bank statements, the Instagram screenshots, even the country club receipt. He listened quietly, nodding, making notes. "Mrs. Miller," he said when I finished, "what you've described is textbook financial exploitation, and the confused narrative, that's step 1 of trying to get guardianship. We're going to stop this before it starts." I left his office with a plan and a lightness in my step I hadn't felt since Tom was alive. Tuesday, they showed up again, this time with Ryan's mother, Linda, who had never once called me in 4 years. I watched on my new Ring camera as Linda patted Jessica's back while Ryan rang the doorbell like he was trying to break it. I didn't open the door. Instead, I sat on my lanaya, drank sweet tea, and watched the cranes. That's when Jessica shouted through the mailbox slot, "Mom, we talked to a lawyer. If you don't help us, we're going to have to take steps to protect you from yourself." Protect me from myself. I stood up, walked to the door, and spoke through it for the first time all week. "Jessica, the only person I need protection from is you. Go home." I heard Linda gasp, then the sound of them leaving. That night, I did something I hadn't done in years. I booked a cruise to Alaska, 7 glorious days in August, balcony cabin, glaciers and whales, and all the king crab I could eat. I used the exact money that would have gone to next month's car payment. As I clicked confirm, my phone lit up again. Another text from Jessica. "Mom, please, we're family." I smiled, turned the phone off, and went to bed listening to the soft call of the sandhill cranes outside my window. Tomorrow would bring whatever it would bring, lawyers, threats, maybe even a courtroom. But tonight, for the first time in years, Carol Ann Miller was nobody's bank account. Tonight, I was just a grandma who finally put herself first. The next morning, I woke to the sound of my doorbell ringing like an alarm clock set to panic mode. Through the Ring app on my phone, I could see Jessica standing on the porch in yoga pants and yesterday's mascara, Ryan pacing behind her with the baby on his hip, and, Lord help me, Linda, Ryan's mother, clutching a casserole dish like it was a peace offering. I let it ring 12 times before I finally padded to the door in my robe. I opened it just wide enough to see them, not wide enough to invite them in. "Mom," Jessica started, voice cracking, "we need to talk. This has gone too far." I looked at my grandson, 6 months old, chubby cheeks, drooling on Ryan's shoulder, and felt a stab of pain that almost made me weaken. Almost. "There's nothing to talk about until you're ready to apologize for letting me throw a party for 40 people while you had your real shower behind my back." Linda stepped forward with that syrupy smile she uses at HOA meetings. "Carol, honey, we're all family here. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Jessica's hormones." "Linda," I cut in, calm but firm, "this isn't about hormones, this is about respect." Ryan shifted the baby and muttered, "We're about to lose the car, Carol. The repo guy already left a notice. We can't get to work, can't take the baby to the doctor." "Then I suggest you call the bank and work out a payment plan," I said, "or maybe ask the people who mean the most to you." Jessica's face crumpled. "Mom, you're being cruel." "No, sweetheart, cruel was letting me spend $800 and look like a fool in front of the entire church. Cruel was posting those pictures knowing I'd see them. I'm just done being the only one who pays a price for this family." I closed the door softly, locked it, and turned the ringer off on the house phone too. Then I made myself a full breakfast: eggs, bacon, biscuits from scratch, something I hadn't done in years because I was always too busy running errands for them. That afternoon, Mr. Delgado called. "Mrs. Miller, I've drafted a cease and desist letter. It informs them that any further attempts to access your finances or pressure you will be considered elder abuse. I'd also like you to come in tomorrow to update your will and powers of attorney. We'll make sure no one can ever claim you're incompetent." I hung up feeling like a general who'd just received reinforcements. Over the next week, the campaign escalated. Jessica posted a tearful Facebook update. "Please keep my mom in your prayers. She's going through something and has cut off all contact. We're heartbroken and scared for her safety." Within hours, my phone was blowing up with texts from church ladies. "Are you okay, Carol? Do you need anything? Can we bring meals?" I posted my own update, short and clear. "I'm perfectly healthy and happier than I've been in years. Thank you for your concern. I'm taking a wonderful Alaska cruise in August and enjoying my retirement. God bless." The tide turned fast. Half the comments under Jessica's post became, "Wait, didn't Carol throw that big shower nobody showed up for?" Another, "I heard Jessica had a whole separate party with Ryan's family." By evening, Jessica had deleted the post. Then came the big gun. 10 days after I canceled the car payment, a white county van pulled up in front of my house. A woman in a navy blazer got out, mid-40s, clipboard, official lanyard. Adult Protective Services. My heart sank, but I'd been expecting it. I invited her in, offered sweet tea, and sat across from her at the kitchen table. "Mrs. Miller, I'm Sandra Ortiz from Senior Services. We received a report that you may be experiencing confusion or undue influence. Your daughter says you've made sudden drastic financial changes and installed home security out of paranoia." I slid Mr. Delgado's business card across the table. "Ms. Ortiz, here's my attorney's contact. But while you're here, feel free to look around. Check my fridge, my checkbook, my medicine cabinet. Ask me anything." She did. She asked my birth date, the current president, what year Tom died, how I pay my bills. I showed her my neatly filed bank statements, the cruise confirmation, the quilt I was finishing for the church raffle. I even pulled up the ring footage of Jessica shouting through my mailbox. After 45 minutes, she closed her notebook. "Mrs. Miller, I see no signs of impairment or self-neglect. In fact, your home is lovely, and you seem sharper than most folks half your age." She stood, looking almost embarrassed. "I'll be closing this referral. And, off the record, good for you." When she left, I sat on the lanai and cried, not from sadness, but from relief so deep it hurt. July brought Florida's full summer heat, and with it, silence from Jessica and Ryan. No calls, no texts, no drive-bys. I knew it wasn't surrender, it was strategy. I used the quiet to prepare. I met with Mr. Delgado 3 more times. We moved my savings into a new account at a different bank, removed Jessica as beneficiary on everything, named Marlene as my medical power of attorney, and the local women's shelter as residual heir. I installed motion lights in the backyard and changed every lock. I started watercolors again, something I'd loved before Tom got sick, and joined a senior hiking group that met at Circle B Bar Reserve every Thursday. One evening in late July, Marlene and I were having supper club on my lanai when my phone buzzed with an email from an address I didn't recognize. Subject: Concern for Carol Miller. It was from a law firm in Orlando. Inside, a formal letter stating that Jessica and Ryan Harrison intended to petition the court for guardianship, alleging I was suffering from cognitive decline and susceptibility to undue influence. They'd attached affidavits, one from Ryan's mother, Linda, claiming I'd been forgetting things and acting erratically, one from their mechanic saying I'd paid for their car repairs in a confused state, and one from a psychiatrist I'd never met who claimed Jessica had consulted him about my paranoid behavior. I forwarded it straight to Mr. Delgado. His reply came within minutes. Classic predatory guardianship play. Will counter hard. August arrived, and with it, my cruise. I boarded the Island Princess in Fort Lauderdale wearing a new sundress and a sun hat I'd bought just for the occasion. For 7 days, I sailed past glaciers the color of robin's eggs, watched humpbacks breach, ate midnight buffets under the stars, and made friends with a widow from Oregon named Bev, who laughed at all my stories. I sent Marlene postcards and didn't check my phone once. When I got home, tanned and 20 pounds lighter in spirit, Mr. Delgado was waiting with news. "They've filed, Carol. Emergency hearing next Friday. They're asking for temporary guardianship pending a full competency evaluation. Judge assigned is Helen Whitaker. She's tough but fair. We have to prove you're competent and that their motive is purely financial." I nodded. Then let's prove it. The week before the hearing, I gathered my army. Marlene, Bev, who flew down from Oregon just to testify, my hiking group leader, my pastor, even Sheila from the beauty salon who'd been setting my hair for 15 years. Mr. Delgado hired Dr. Patricia Nguyen, a geriatric psychiatrist with impeccable credentials, to evaluate me. Her report was glowing. Mrs. Miller exhibits exceptional cognitive function, sound judgment, and emotional resilience far exceeding age-matched norms. The morning of the hearing, I put on my navy suit, the one I'd worn to Tom's retirement party, and drove to the Polk County Courthouse with Marlene beside me. In the hallway, I saw Jessica and Ryan with their lawyer, a slick young man in a shiny suit. Jessica was thinner, eyes puffy. Ryan looked like he hadn't slept. They didn't meet my gaze. Inside the courtroom, it felt like a wedding gone wrong, my side packed with friends, their side just the 3 of them and Linda in the back row. Their lawyer went first, painting me as a lonely widow manipulated by new acquaintances into irrational decisions. He showed bank records of the canceled car payments, the cruise charge, even the new locks at Lowe's. "Your Honor, this is textbook sudden behavioral change indicative of cognitive decline." Then Jessica took the stand. She cried, real tears this time, and talked about how close we'd always been, how I'd changed overnight, how scared she was that I was being taken advantage of. It hurt to watch, but I kept my face steady. When Mr. Delgado cross-examined her, he was gentle but relentless. "Mrs. Harrison, when was the last time you visited your mother without asking for money?" We visited all the time." "Specific date, please." She couldn't name one. He showed the Instagram photos from the secret shower. Did you invite your mother to this event? It was small. Yes or no? No. He entered my notebook the itemized list of every dollar I'd given them over 4 years, $54,872.43 exactly. Ryan's testimony was worse. He claimed I'd been confused when I paid their bills, that I'd repeat stories, forget names. Mr. Delgado asked him to name 3 of my closest friends before this year. He couldn't. Linda's affidavit fell apart when she admitted under oaths she'd only seen me twice in the past 5 years. Then it was our turn. Dr. Nguyen testified for 40 minutes. Clear, calm, devastating. There is zero clinical evidence of impairment. Mrs. Miller's decisions reflect a healthy assertion of long-suppressed boundaries. My friends took the stand one by one, telling stories of my sharp wit on hikes, my detailed planning of church events, my watercolor paintings that had just won 3rd place at the senior center exhibit. Finally, I was called. I walked to the stand feeling every eye in the room, but mostly feeling Tom beside me. Mr. Delgado asked me to tell the court why I stopped the payments. I looked straight at Judge Whitaker. Because I finally realized my love was being measured in dollars, Your Honor. I gave everything I had, money, time, my heart, and in return, I was excluded from the most important moments of my daughter's life. I'm 68 years old. I want to live what's left of my life from me, not as an ATM. Their lawyer tried to trip me up, asked rapid-fire questions about dates, amounts, names. I answered every one correctly. When he implied my new friends had brainwashed me, I smiled. Sir, the only people who ever brainwashed me were the ones who convinced me I had to buy my own daughter's love. The courtroom was silent. Judge Whitaker didn't take long. 2 days later, her ruling came. Petition denied with prejudice. Costs assessed to petitioners. She went further, issued a no-contact order for 6 months, and referred the case to the state attorney for possible financial exploitation investigation. Jessica and Ryan left the courthouse without a word. I haven't seen them since. 3 months later, in November, I sold the ranch house, Too Many Memories, and bought a bright condo on the 7th floor overlooking Lake Mirror downtown. I furnished it with colors I love: coral, teal, sunshine yellow. I joined the Lakeland Yacht Club, even though I don't own a boat, just for the sunset cruises. I volunteer at the women's shelter, teaching budgeting classes, ironic, I know. And every Thursday, I still hike at Circle B with my friends. One evening in early December, I was on my balcony stringing Christmas lights when my phone buzzed, an email from Jessica. Subject, I'm sorry. I opened it with shaking hands. Mom, I don't expect you to forgive me. I know what we did was wrong. Ryan and I have been going to counseling. We lost the SUV, moved to a cheaper apartment, and I got a full-time job at the front desk. It's hard, but we're learning. I miss you every day, and I'm so ashamed. If you ever want to meet your grandson, I'll understand if you say no, but the door will always be open. Love, Jessica. I read it 3 times, then I forwarded it to Mr. Delgado. He advised waiting until the no-contact order expires. I closed the email, looked out over the twinkling lake, and felt something loosen in my chest. Not forgiveness, not yet, but maybe, someday, the beginning of peace. That evening, I hung the last strand of lights, plugged them in, and watched my little balcony glow against the dark Florida sky. The sandhill cranes flew overhead, calling their ancient cry. I raised my glass of sweet tea to the stars. Here's to you, Tom, and here's to me, finally living the retirement we saved for. My name is Carol Ann Miller. I'm 69 years old, solvent, surrounded by real friends, and freer than I've ever been. And for the first time in my life, the most important person I take care of is me.